Hey everybody! I just messed up that intro a little bit, I think, but it's okay. I am joined by the fantasy engineer himself, Jeff Greenwood, also known as the guy who does not pee his pants and three-time pickleball world champion, uh, during pickleball world champion, I should say, against the footballers. He's coming. He's coming. And if Andy, if you're my one viewer right now, by any chance, he's coming. He's coming, dude. But Jeff, how you doing? Thanks for coming on.
I'm good, man. Thanks for the invite. It's good to be on, and yeah, excited to talk.
Yeah, same. Okay, so Jeff and I prepared a bit of a segment that I think we're just going to open with because I think it'll just send us down a really deep rabbit hole where, as a young person, I'm 20. Jeff, I don't know how old you are.
31.
Yeah, I was going to say you're like in your 30s, I would guess. And we're gonna teach each other something that the other person probably wouldn't know very well. So I'll start, I guess. I'm gonna teach Jeff about memes today. So Jeff, I know. I mean, you know what a meme is, obviously. I mean, you're a funny dude. You're on the internet. You know what a meme is, of course. But I just wanted to see if you understand any of these like more modern like meme terminologies, if you will. So, like, do you know what a deep fried meme is?
No, I have no idea what that is.
All right, let me look it up.
Deep fried meme?
Deep fried memes, baby. Deep fried memes. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, let me make sure there's nothing offensive in here because there might be.
I'm gonna take some notes down.
Okay, I don't see anything offensive. So, okay, that's good. All right, share. Deep fried memes, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it started. This is a deep fried meme. Yeah, like this one says me when I step on a Lego, and it's like a deep fried picture of Mr. Krabs with laser eyes and a laughing emoji.
So it's like a filter on the picture? Is that what makes it a deep fried meme?
Yes. Yes. It just really deep fries it. Basically, deep fried memes. Memes itself have pretty much devolved over time. This overlay's annoying. Actually, I didn't realize that. The meme humor has pretty much devolved over the last few years. So like anything is funny, but deep fried memes are like they're up there. People love deep fried memes. One of the most popular deep fried memes is the E meme. Hang on. E. This one.
I've literally never seen this.
Yeah, it's a very popular meme. That is you probably don't know who this is, but one of the most popular gaming YouTubers on YouTube. His name is Markiplier. Big fan of his. That's his face photoshopped onto Lord Farquaad from Shrek, if you know who that is.
Okay. Yep, I know who that is.
I literally don't know why this happened, but someone just put the letter E on it and deep fried it, and it's like a classic. People love it. It's really funny. I think this is really cool.
So is it a meme though? Like you have text on there that's like a joke?
Yeah, a big thing with Gen Z and memes these days is it's big on irony. Like things that like aren't like people like things that are like cringy or like aren't really that funny, but like you really play it up so it is funny. Is like it's big. People love it. People love to see it. So yeah, people love E memes, surreal memes. What is this?
What is the E? So that it's just random, and that's like the humor?
Yeah, it is. Like, look at this one here. So it's a bunch of just random garbage compiled, deep fried, and just his bottom text with the B emoji. People love it. People eat it up, man.
Interesting. I had no idea about this.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird. I thought I'd share.
No, I love this. It's great.
Okay. How about this? The gun. Are you familiar with like the gun in general for memes? People love photoshopping that gun. I have no idea where it came from actually, but just like random stuff. Like, you know that meme with Bernie Sanders where it says like I am once again asking you for your financial support. Yeah. People love photoshopping that picture, Bernie with like the hand with the gun and just like captioning it like with random stuff. That meme is all over the place. Let's see if you know this meme. Do you know the I had to do it to him guy?
I don't know.
Let's see if you recognize it. This guy.
I don't.
That was a pretty popular. Oh, there's a whole history behind it. Meme Explained YouTube channel. That's excellent. I like that. Let's see some other ones. Do you know about Pepe the Frog? This is a timeless internet classic.
Yes, that's an old school meme.
This is Pepe is an old school meme that Pepe is evolved but yet devolved at the same time. Pepe is an old school meme. It's been around for a long time. I actually don't remember why it was invented, but there was a phase in like the mid like 2015, 2016 where it was a big thing to make like rare Pepes. Where people would just like make like a really weird versions of Pepe that I'm gonna stop staring for a second in case anything offensive types up when I type in rare Pepe. But we're getting into like peak internet here, so let's see it. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. Rare Pepe. There's some rare ones over here. We got. Okay, let me share the screen here again. Pepe's all over the place. He was actually deemed an international hate symbol for some reason. I forget why. But he did. We got Pixel Pepe, Bart Pepe, Google Pepe.
Is that deep fried on the top right?
This one?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Maybe. It basically
I'm trying to catch on.
There's actually a bot on Twitter. I didn't know about this until like a few days ago. I think it's called Deep Fry Bot, where you can just tag it below and it'll distort the picture of whatever's above it. I
just found out about those like Twitter bots. Like I didn't know they exist. There's like reminder ones and
there's like reminder bots. There's save this video for me bot. There's I don't know if I've seen any other ones like the Deep Fry Bot. I forget. I don't know if I've seen any other ones, but yeah, memes they're everywhere, man. Where do you normally consume memes? Is it like Instagram? Like what's the media? I mean, yeah, there's huge meme accounts on Instagram, but I'm not really a fan of them because they can get kind of offensive at times, and they also get like this is a really weird thing. You probably have no idea about this, but it's really annoying to follow them too because a lot of like girls who have like OnlyFans or like girls who like really like promote like selling bikini pictures like get sponsored, like they like pay to like post like pictures of them in like a thong or something on like their meme accounts, and like so like it's just really weird in your timeline. So I've unfollowed pretty much all.
Yeah.
Like,
I hear you.
Popular. So yeah, I feel like most memes originate in Reddit, but I'm not on Reddit, so I usually find them on like TikTok or Twitter is usually where I consume my memes. This is also a really good one right now. It's the Cotton 4K one. I really like this one. It's funny because it's not like an image. I mean, it is an image, but it's applied to different situations, which is funny. Oh yeah, there's like Cotton 4K, and then it goes up to Cotton 8K, like Cotton 4K. So like if someone, for example, like some creepy guy, I'll use Steffi as an example. Like if some creepy guy was in Steffi's replies, like asking for her phone number or something, or like to go on a date, like I could reply with like the Cotton 4K meme, just like the guy's like,
okay,
like just like simping or something. You know what simping means?
I think so. That's like when it's supposed to be like you have no willpower and you're like worshiping a woman or something. Is that?
It's basically like if you like were like in love with your girl best friend or something, and you basically just do like whatever she wants. Like basically, it's like if you're trying to get with a girl and you just do whatever they want and like go above and beyond to try to get their attention.
But it's like a friend zone thing.
Yes, but like friends just make fun of if I were single and I was like hitting on a girl and like I was with my friends, like they would call me a simp, just like make fun of me.
Okay, but I mean like friend zone specifically, like you're not with the girl.
If you're really like simping, like you'll never get anywhere with it. It's mostly just a joke. I don't really know where else I want to go with this whole meme thing, but there's a lot
for you about memes actually.
Of course.
So I don't know much about internet culture, but little things, right? Like, so the Spider-Man meme pointing at each other.
Yeah, that one.
Pretty common one. So at work, there's a situation that lended itself to that meme, and there's someone else so I'm 31, like I mentioned. There's someone else at my office who's like 30, and then someone else who's probably like 40. And there's a situation that happened, and it was like at work, one company was trying to sell us something, and we were trying to sell them something, and it was just like the stupidest like chain of events, and I just thought it was really funny. So I just replied back, and I put just the Spider-Man meme, and then the other guy who's like 30 came up to me, and he's like, "Hey, hey Jeff, did you mean to send that? He had no idea what a meme was. He's never seen that before, which is crazy. Yeah.
I mean, Spider-Man meme is a classic meme. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, like I'll admit I don't understand the internet trends, but like normally, even if you don't really know what memes are, you see that image and it's like pretty self-explanatory.
Oh my god! I just need to I'm just trying to recap you on every meme that's happened. This one's completely dead. Completely dead. But did you ever? There's no way. But did you ever hear about the Burger King foot lettuce incident?
No, I don't think so.
So somebody was making. It was one of those like countdown videos on YouTube, like top 10 something.
Okay.
Or top 15. I forget what the subject of the video was, but it got to this. I think it was number 13. Let me just look it up. Number 13, Burger King foot lettuce. Okay. So basically, the meme started with this image right here. I think it was top 10, most or top 15 grossest things at a fast food restaurant or something. And it started with this image right here. And the guy who made the video did this really weird and funny voice. There's a website called Know Your Meme. Hang on. We need to take a deep dive here.
Ooh.
Please hold. Check this out. we can get the origin story. Hang on. Get the scoop. Burger King foot lettuce. That was 2012. I feel old.
Wow.
Burger King foot lettuce refers to a scandal in which a Burger King employee was photographed standing in 2 plastic tubs of lettuce with shoes on. Shortly after its initial appearance on 4chan, the location of the Burger King restaurant was subsequently identified in the photograph. Within question was sent to the local and national news outlets, ultimately resulting in the termination of the employee. In late 2017, 4chan's doxing story resurfaced on social media after a dramatic retelling of the. Okay, so it happened in 2017. It went viral, and it became it got remixed and stuff like that. So that and then after that, people started photoshopping the picture of the feet onto people. So it'd be a picture of I don't know, Obama standing, and then his feet were in the foot lettuce.
I like that. That's pretty good. That's
just dumb stuff like that. It was just really funny. Let's see what other memes are.
I've got a question on that one. What is 4chan? Explain to me in 5.
I actually have never used 4chan. 4chan is, I think it's kind of like Reddit or Tumblr, kind of like that. I've heard it's kind of scummy and filled with fan fiction and stuff. I've never used it, but 4chan memes do happen. Oh, here's a new one. This is a new meme. A fresh meme here. I haven't used this one yet, actually. But this is from the Friends reunion. He was sitting really weird, and people were just using it to make jokes. I just think it's really funny. Let's see. What other memes are on here? Two other random. Oh, here he is at the Last Supper. That's great. I like that.
That's pretty good. That's a good Photoshop.
That is a really good Photoshop. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna stop sharing in case some random garbage comes up. But we need to get more memes here. Memes. Let's go to home. Where's the home of Know Your Meme?
If I want to post a meme after this podcast, what do I do? Coach me through it. Walk me through it. What's a meme that I can post?
Well, I mean, I don't really know. That's kind of oddly specific question, but I don't know. I mean, what I usually do if I want to post a meme for fantasy is you usually just Google whatever meme you want, meme generator, and then there's a website that comes up and you can just do it and save it and post it. It's really easy. One of my favorite memes is the Gru meme. I actually posted this on Dynasty Nerds the other day. Let me see if I can find it. Gru meme. I don't know if you're familiar with this one. If you've seen Despicable Me, you know it. Oh my god, okay, this is actually great. This is an example of the handgun thing I was talking about.
Okay. I do know Despicable Me, and I don't know if I know the meme. Okay,
so you see, that's an example of the gun meme. Did someone just photoshopped the hand with the gun on a picture of so that's not the example I was talking about. But this is the meme format, right? So it's he's telling his plan, so it's 3 steps that make sense. And on the third panel on the bottom left, the thing doesn't make sense, and then he looks back at it confused.
Okay.
The the format I did for this for Dynasty Nerds the other day, it was like you're going into a rookie draft with the 102 and you want Kyle Pitts or something like that. And the next one was like, I think the first panel was like you want Kyle Pitts in your rookie draft. The second panel was like you have the 102, and the third was like Kyle Pitts goes 101, and the fourth was like Kyle Pitts goes 101. And he was like,
I like that. I can relate to that. That's good.
It's a good meme format. It really is. It's a good one.
I like that. I like the way it flows.
Oh, this is an extended version of the meme. 6 panels. You have to self-isolate. You don't have to go to school. You don't see your friends. You don't see your friends. You have no friends. You have no friends. Yeah, but I don't really know how much other meme stuff I have to go off of here, but memes are a great place, man. It's a good time. Oh, another one of my favorite memes that happened a few years ago. Do you know what VR chat is?
No.
So, you know what VR is, right? But there's a popular VR system called the Oculus Rift. And it's a headset VR system. And I don't have it, but I know what it is. And there's a game that's really popular called VR Chat, where basically it's just a chat room, but you walk around and you can be like a cartoon character, like whatever you want. You just like walk around and talk to people. It's really entertaining for like YouTube videos and stuff. People love it. There's a lot of weirdos on there though. But there was this meme, Knuckles from Sonic?
Yeah.
The red guy. There was a meme going around for a while called Uganda Knuckles. And there was this like derpy version of Knuckles that people like photoshopped. And they made him their avatar on VR chat, and they would run around. I don't even know how it started, honestly, but they would just do it like a really like dumb accent and be like, "Do you know the way?" And they would like fake spit at people, and then they would call every girl they say their queen. So like in VR chat, people just like walk around with this Uganda Knuckles avatar and just like mob people, and it was like really funny for a while.
I've seen that before. I didn't know it was related to Knuckles. Like I know, I don't know how I've seen this, but I recognize that.
It's called Uganda Knuckles. It happened a few years ago, probably like 2018, I'd say. Is there an origin thing? Hang on, let's see if there's a know your. There is a know your meme. Let's see. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Hi. Uganda Knuckles. It happened in 2016 when this YouTuber uploaded footage of himself role-playing an African drug lord. Telling the lines, "Follow me, I know the way." And then apparently he adopted it into a Uganda Knuckles avatar. So that's that. I really don't have anything else. So if you want to start doing your thing, that'd be great.
Okay, that's interesting. I wanted to say that I had something else about memes. I might have another question later, but we'll get back to it. So cool. I've got some general questions and some advice. So questions. I'm going to start off with like,
ooh, you've advice.
Have you? Fun. And these are dumb questions, and I'm okay with that. Have you ever listened to an actual CD?
Yeah, I have. I haven't in a really long time, but I have for sure. I mean, I grew up. I used CDs and DVDs all the time. My mom has a lot of Jason Mraz CDs in her car. And she doesn't listen to them anymore, really, but she used to a lot when we were growing up. I bought my mom CDs for her birthday and stuff when I was younger.
Okay.
When I was little, I grew up in like this weird, like, I grew up in a really weird time for technology. Like when I was born, it like wasn't that advanced, but like as I got older, obviously we're here. But like when I was younger, we used to have these little like portable like DVD players for like road trips in our car, and they were decently sized, and we would have a big like binder of like DVDs that we could watch. Okay.
So I was a little off the mark there, because I mean when I was probably in 6th grade, like when the iPod
never used a cassette tape, though. No cassettes. I actually have used VCRs too, though, when I was like really little.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's old school.
Little bit. Yeah.
It used to be like before CDs, because I was, I used to use the cassette tapes, and like you'd get these ones that you could record, so you'd be listening to the radio, and you'd have like a little cassette tape, and you'd have it like ready, so you'd have like maybe I don't know, 10 songs total worth of like, data that you could put on the cassette. And so you'd record the first like 3 songs, then you'd wait on the radio until you heard the song you wanted, and you'd run over and you'd click record. So it'd get the radio, but you'd always be late. So you'd get like 2/3 of the song.
Yeah.
And it was just like the messiest thing ever. And then by the time you're like trying to do this and actually listen to songs you like, it was like so much work. You just for like the crappiest like music.
And there was not really like a way to edit it back then too. So
no, it was all like just like a self, as if you're pressing record on your iPhone. So then like when the CDs came out, that was like if you had a friend who had a computer you could burn CDs, like that was the coolest thing in the world.
I bet, dude. That's crazy. I can't even imagine like you said, like you only have like you don't have like the entire song like perfect. So like being able to actually hear like the entire song full length, like when it was supposed to start and stop, was insane.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Oh wait, back. I just thought I'd share this. I work at an ice cream place over the summers where I live, and I stole a copy of the drive-through menu and put it on the basement ceiling.
Oh, nice! I like that.
I like it. I don't know. I just thought I'd share because my camera's usually facing another direction when I do shows.
Okay. Why the reason for the different location this time?
I just didn't feel like moving.
Yeah. All right.
Everything's set up right here. I just didn't feel like it.
So another thing along the lines of like me being, like old in technology changes is I alluded to this, and I think I mentioned this in the past where, you'd have a dial-up internet connection. So if someone called you while you were on the internet, it kicked you off. It was so like you'd get up in the computer and you'd fight with your siblings over who got to use the computer. So like I have an older sister. It's like she'd get to go on for a little while, then I'd get to jump on. And all you do is just sit there with AIM. Did you ever use AIM?
No, I completely missed that.
It's like it probably died when I was in college. Like freshman year in college, we used it, and then I feel like it just disappeared. But texting costs money per text, so like no one texted. And with this, it was like you'd sit on the computer and you just have little chats up, and that was it. Like you just message each other, and it was like what you had in your profile was like.
Wait, was this AOL Instant Messenger? Or is this different?
Yeah, AOL Instant Messenger. So they called it AIM.
Okay, I got it. Understand.
Yeah, AOL. Yeah.
It's so instead of the AOL, just A, and then I am. I got you.
Yeah.
Cool.
They double acronymed it. I don't know why.
Dude, actually, one of my favorite video games. I didn't play it, but I've seen YouTubers do a playthrough of it. It's called Emily is Away. It's a game that takes place in AIM, and it's about like a relationship over like a few years between like you and a girl named Emily, and it's this kind of like sad love story because you never really get with her, and like it just hits really hard at the end because like at the end it just says like Emily is away and you guys like don't ever. It's kind of cool though because like you like type on your keyboard and it like types what you like want to type, like what like the game wants to type. It's really cool. It really
interesting. It's like simulating an online conversation with Emily.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't get to actually say anything. Like the game like knows what you want to say, and I think it lets you choose like out of options of like what you want to say. But it has a thing for you, and it's you and this girl, and like you try to like date her.
Okay. Really, it's funny because like with the AOL Instant Messenger, is like you'd have your crush that you try to go on, like see if they were logged on, so you can see if they were logged on or not logged on. Then there's people with away messages. And like whatever away message you picked was like almost like your Twitter bio. It's like a real like people spend a lot of time on that. Yeah. And then like you'd get together with your friends, and then if they had a crush or they had a girlfriend or whatever, like you'd message. So like all the girls' friends would be together, all the guys' friends would be together. If there's a breakup on like AIM, it'd be like you smell like farts, just like stupid back and forths, just like what a time to be alive.
It really is. It's so complicated. Like technology is so complicated. Like I wonder if in the near-ish future we'll start to see some people try to want to kind of not go back, but I mean I know some people already like my age who have got rid of their smartphone and got a flip phone just for like the simplicity of it, just because to like get off social media and stuff. And one thing that kind of like the only drawback, I've never done this even before I got any social media jobs, but it kind of sucks to know like if I ever want to take a break for as far as like just like go off social media for a week and just like see how it is, I'll never be able to. It's kind of interesting. Like we'll never know.
Interesting. Yeah. I like that. I mean, I'm a little bit addicted to my phone, you know, like a lot of us are.
Dude, same.
But I do love like one of my best buddies who's actually getting married in a month. Best man, shout out to me. But
dude, you're gonna crush that best man speech.
Thank you. So his great grandfather built this house on a lake in Maine, and when they built it, him and some friends, so like 13 families that bought all the land around the perimeter of the lake, and they built all these houses around the lake. And so we would go as kids, and like when we were in college, we would go with a bunch of buddies and everything. And there's no electricity. So it's like a phone off thing. So you go for a week, you don't touch your phone. There's a gas refrigerator, so you can refrigerate things, but everything is just like, you know, you have a fire and you go fishing. You don't run into any other humans while you're there, pretty much, except for those other families.
That sounds really fun.
It's really, really cool. And like I have a dog who's 7. So like when she was like 2, we took her, but it's so cool to just be like, I'm not going to touch my phone for like 7 days. It's just like, I wish I had the capacity to do that more often.
It's just crazy. Cause like, I feel like people, I would say like over like 50-ish, you don't even really need to be on social media or anything if you need to. Like, I mean, mine is like, you don't have to be on social media, but if you're not, it's kind of weird, you know?
Yeah.
If you don't have Instagram or Twitter or not really Facebook, like I honestly don't care about Facebook like at all. I tweeted this before. I don't know how you feel about this. I think that Facebook is objectively the worst social media platform. And I'll explain why. Obviously, it's been around like the longest, and it's evolved over time a lot. But I feel like Facebook has averaged the highest age of any social media platform, and it's the most complicated to use. It doesn't make any sense.
That's really interesting.
It is, isn't it? Like if you go on Instagram or like Twitter, Facebook has like at least triple the settings and capabilities. And I feel like they just do way too much with it, and I just don't like it. I don't know why. It's just not for me.
I don't like it either. I used to be obsessed with it like the way I'm obsessed with Twitter now. And then maybe like 3 years ago I deleted it because it was too catty and like
Facebook,
I don't know.
It's just weird. It's a weird space because it's like I said, like the average age is so old. It's really, dude. Okay, one thing that's really weird. Okay, so I got an Instagram. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram. If you do, you'll see. If you want to scroll down on my Instagram really far and really want to laugh at me, don't do it on stream. I hate when people show it off on things.
I won't show it, but can I friend you? What's your Luke Sawhook?
Yeah, it's just
Luke Sawhook. Sawhook. I can't say Sawhook.
You're cool. It's fine. But yeah, that's that. I posted a funny picture today, actually. I posted on my Twitter too. I don't know if you saw it, but I was at the pool with my buddies, and I was just acting.
I did, yeah. That drip.
I had the corn goggles on, and we were just hanging out with like kitty cats on trunks. But I have not deleted a single post on my Instagram since I got it in like 7th grade, and it is a cringe fest, my friend. Cringe. Dude, there is so much just absolute garbage in here, like garbage just down in here. If you scroll for a while, it's bad, like bad, so bad.
I just friend requested you.
I will accept immediately. But what I was trying to say is like there used to be like dumb challenges that people would do on Instagram and stuff when I was like 12, and I'll tell you one thing I love about you, or comment a red heart if you want to be friends. And that's the way Instagram is now. Like all these 60-year-old grandmas and really old moms are on here doing the same trends I was doing when I was like 12. It's just really weird. I don't understand. I don't know if it's because like my generation's like evolved with social media, so we've kind of like grown out of that phase, or like it's just a really strange like phenomenon. Like Facebook is like stuck in my opinion. It's just kind of weird. It's just, I think it's just an interesting thing. And I do agree. I think that Twitter, it's weird because like I love Twitter. It's by far my favorite social media platform. But a lot of people don't like it. Like a lot of my friends and stuff just like don't enjoy Twitter very much. And like they always say like you probably just like Twitter a lot because you post on there. And like, well, yeah, I mean it helps to be able to like interact with people. But the thing I used to like about it a lot was all like the news and stuff that you get, especially for sports. I mean, that's where all the news breaks is on Twitter. I'm just a big fan of Twitter. Good job, Twitter. Proud of you.
Yeah, I'm with you. And like I didn't used to like it either. Which, by the way, so I just retweeted your tweet for the show. Someone at ZCantsFF had asked for the link. So I don't know if you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no worries. But I was going to say, like, for Twitter, I created one like 2000. I don't know, like 8 years ago, whatever it was, and I never really used it. Like, I think I posted once, and I had like 3 friends, and I just never went on it. And then when I joined the Fantasy Footballers as a writer. They like I didn't even know about fantasy football Twitter. Like they just like said, all right, cool. Like here you go. And they did like the retweets and like, here's the new writers. And I had like 7 followers and I didn't really post anything. And I felt so out of place. But so like that first year, I just didn't really understand Twitter. Mm-hmm. So it's taken me a little while, but like in the past year, I've just become like a degenerate, obsessed, like need to stay off it a little bit.
Same, dude.
But it's the best.
The only thing that's kind of hard for me on Twitter these days is it's tough to keep coming up with ideas that I want to post for myself because I do so much social work for other people. So like a lot of my best ideas go to Dynasty nerds. You know what I mean? Not like ideas for shows and stuff like that, but like just tweeting out like questions to engage the community and just like a lot of
content ideas.
Like takes I can give on my own Twitter because I can't give takes to other brands because like I can't like share my opinion on the Dynasty Nerd Twitter handle because I'm here at Rich and Matt. But yeah, like a lot of like my engaging questions and content ideas do go to other brands. Like that's the one thing that is a little harder is because it's just tough to decide what goes to them and what I keep for myself. And the thing that's the hardest for me sometimes is like a lot of like my best ideas I give to the brands, but sometimes it's hard to just take them from me. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah. And so, cause you do Dynasty Nerds, you do FTN also?
I do. FTN's different. Like I've tried to explain this to a couple people before. It's weird because, okay, so FTN has a big team. There's like 5 of us on like really on the social team, and then there's a few other people like help here and there. But they have like when they hired me, they already have like a full-time social media manager, and they brought on me and Nick Pentakoff on Twitter. I don't know if you follow him. Really cool guy.
Oh yeah, yep.
We were both hired as interns for them, and they have it's really different. So like for Dynasty Nerds, I was hired for them last August. I came on as an unpaid intern. Love it. I've worked my way up to a paid position. It's the best. I love working for them. But I mean, they have people who like oversee me and like will like tell me when I need to post certain things. But like most of the time, like they tell me to do stuff like maybe once a week. But like besides that, like every day, I pretty much like lone wolf it. But for FTN, it's very different. Like we have a schedule. Like I work like certain hours of the day. Like I'm like on the clock for content creation tonight from 8 p.m. to midnight. So like if anything really like if any like big news happens or I have any ideas or stuff like that, like I'm like on the clock for them today from 8 p.m. to midnight. So like we have a schedule, which is kind of nice in a sense because like for my other ones, I do a few others. And I kind of lone wolf it on those. So like during the day, whenever I get an idea for content, I kind of just sit down and do it real quick. And that's it. But with them, it's nice because like all day today, when I was at my pool or like at the pool with my friends and stuff like I was telling you about, I didn't have to worry about, like making stuff for them, which is nice. It is a little stressful sometimes though. Like when I'm on the clock and like doing stuff, I have to make sure my phone's like always out so I don't miss anything. But it's great. I love working for FTN because, like I said, the team thing it's a lot different than my other jobs, and I feel like it really is going to prepare me for like a good professional setting because I'm never going to like lone wolf a brand like a big one, So Yeah, it's really fun. All the experience I've been getting is awesome. I feel like I'm gonna have a crazy resume by the time I graduate college.
Yeah, dude, you're on the rise. Good for you, man.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. I've been trying to work really hard this past year. By the time I graduate college, I'll graduate that like May. But by the time August rolls around, I'll have 3 years of experience running the Dynasty Nerds Twitter, which should be awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah. Is it just you for Dynasty Nerds?
Yeah, for the social team, it's pretty much just me. I mean, like every once in a while, I mean, we have people who like chop up videos, and every once in a while, and like Jared Wackerly, like their podcast editor, like tells me like if he likes what I'm doing, or gives me nudges in the right direction sometimes. But most of the time, it's just me, and I really like it. It's my baby of my accounts. I mean, I'm not supposed to like prioritize my accounts because they're all paying me, but like it's my baby because they're the ones who brought me on first, and I'm really proud of the growth we've had. I got hired and they had like just under 23,000 followers. We're up to 28.2K, I think, right now, which is I'm really proud of that.
That's awesome.
Year. But yeah, I just love doing it. It's just really fun because I mean I'm making some good like side money doing all this stuff, and I'm such a nerd, like I don't have a lot of people to besides Twitter to like talk about fantasy football with at like a high level in real life. So like any like idea I have for like a question, I'm just like, yeah, I'll just tweet it out. I love that. Fun. I love doing it. Every morning I love like first thing in the morning I get on my Twitter. I'm on my Twitter on my laptop and schedule posts for the day, and it's a great time, man. I love doing it.
It's cool too. Like so for me, like there's 3 podcasts that I'll never ever miss an episode. And then there's like a few fringe ones, but like Dynasty Nerds is one of those 3 for me. They have a really, really good product. They have good stuff.
I seriously, I listen to Dynasty Nerds every once in a while. I need to listen to it more. I pretty much only listen to the footballers every time, usually. Like I don't listen to podcasts that often. I listen to Dynasty Nerds. Like they release like 2 episodes a week, 3 with the Nerd Herd, I'm pretty sure, a week.
Yeah, I'm a Nerd Herd member there too.
Oh, you are. You can look at my look at you. But yeah, so 3 a week for them. I think I listen to like 1 or 2 of theirs a week, and then whatever the footballers are doing, I usually catch every episode of that. And I also listen to their Spitballers show.
I've been getting into that. So we were talking about that. Like that's for me a fringe one, and I haven't pitched this yet, but I want to be the first person to write an article for the Spitballers about something stupid.
I like
why chili is a soup, and then like turn it into like a really data-driven thing.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be really fun. That'd be awesome.
I did find out they Owl Borland texted the thread or the Slack thing that we have. Apparently, I'm going to have a I don't remember the wording used, but like a loose shout out on Monday's episode. So look for that.
Oh, okay. I'll look for that. I'll look a loose shout out. Love to see that.
Let me find the wording was almost like it was discreet or something. Like I would get the reference, so maybe it's like a pickleball thing.
Maybe that'd be hilarious.
A subtle shout out on next Monday's.
Subtle shout out. We'll see. Probably a pickleball thing, knowing them. But yeah, I love Spitballers. I don't know if I listen to it every week, but I do listen to it pretty often. It's really good.
Yeah.
I also really like that it's not like it's evergreen content, like it's not like dated. Like the Footballers.
Absolutely.
Like if you listen to it a month, like a Footballers episode from a month ago, it's pretty different compared to like now. But like Spitballers, you can sit down and like binge listen those suckers, which is great. But yeah, I love it. The segment, I don't know if you said you weren't too familiar. The Liar one's really funny. Because I forget who does. I think it's Al Borland that writes all the lies. It's either I think it's him. And basically, I don't remember how often they do it. Maybe like once a month. He goes in and gets like 2 real things and 1 lie. They're like facts, like fun facts, and they have to guess which one is the lie. And there's 3 rounds, and you have to find a lie in all 3 rounds. And none of them have beat him yet.
Wow, that's awesome. They are so incredible. I mean, the team there is just so good. Like I was a big fan of the spelling bees they've been doing.
I haven't seen a spelling bee.
Yeah, there was some.
Did I miss out on the segment?
It was. I mean, I probably started listening a couple of months ago, and I haven't heard every single one. But there's a couple of spelling bees where they start like 5th grade and move on to like
That's hilarious.
10th grade.
I need to find that. That sounds really funny. I bet Jason.
It was. Yeah, and they're super funny because they're like, oh, this is easy, move on, and like 6th grade hits, and they're like, oh my lord.
Yeah. That's so
good.
A really good show idea. I could do Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader?
Yeah.
With the community.
Absolutely.
That'd be hilarious. I already did Jeopardy is like my main thing. I think people like that show the most of the ones I do. And then I've done Who Wants to Be a Millionaire a couple times. And like that's good. And it's in a similar realm, but I don't think people like it as much because it's just one person opposed to the 3 guests. So, it's a little bit more entertaining. But I thought maybe it'd do just as well because I was offering to pay the winner money, But
yeah,
well, but that's a good idea. It could be really funny because it makes people look stupid. That'd be great.
It's great too because like some of the common words. I'm trying to think of a good example.
We're gonna do
like
that.
There's some
We're doing that right now.
I love this. Like I am a terrible speller, and I'm very much looking forward to this.
All right, 6th grade spelling bee words. All right. Jeff, your first word is unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful. UNSUCCESSFUL.
That is correct. That was good. Good job. I don't applause. I'll try sound effects. All right. Oh, this is okay. Well, this might. Oh, okay, we'll see. Jeff, your next word is recyclable.
Recyclable. RECYCLEABLE.
That is incorrect.
Is it no E? It goes straight A.
It's weird. It's RECYCLABLE. So
gotcha. Extra letter.
Cool. It's kind of weird. Let's go to 8th grade. Let's bump it up big time.
Ooh.
All right, the 8th grade spelling bee words. Let's see here. Let's see how hard these are. But I need to go to 7th. All right, Jeff, your first word is acquaintance.
Acquaintance. So AQU. Oh crap! ACQ.
Yeah.
Oh no! Look, retry.
Okay.
This is a failure, but I want to do this for me.
Okay.
ACQ U A I N T E N C E.
ANCE. Close. Hey, it was close. You know what?
8th grade stuff, man.
Yo, what's up? We got our boy tuning in. How you doing, bro? Z's in the house.
What's going on?
I went back on Jeopardy. Give me the losers bracket. Brutal. You said it's easy. All right. Okay, let's move on. Up next we have asthma.
Asthma. ASTHMA.
That's a pretty easy one. Yes, that is correct. I'm trying to find one that's not like, Okay, this one's impossible. If you get this, I'll be very impressed. Jeff, your next word is chrysanthemum.
I can't even tell you the first letter. I don't even know where to go. I haven't heard that word before.
Okay. I'll give you a hint. The first letter is C. Chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum. CRI? S?
No.
CHRI?
CHRYS.
What does that mean?
Chrysanthemum? I'm actually not sure. That's a good question. All right. We're both idiots.
I've got one for you.
All right. This might be bad.
All right. No cheating.
Cool. I'm not cheating.
How do you spell 12th?
12th? Wait. I feel like I know it, but I feel like this is a trick. Is this a trick? I feel like this is a trick. I'll spell it the way I think it should be spelled. I can't type it because that's not a spelling bee. The way I think it is in my head is TWELTH, but I feel like that's not correct. No, wait, is it TWVELTH?
Neither.
There's a V in there somewhere, isn't there?
No. It's just that word will screw you up, dude. Like that's
no
one knows how to spell that.
What is it?
I did a poll a while ago, like like everybody was screwed up. So it's TWELFTH.
Oh, there's an F. I knew that. I knew it.
So there's an elf in it.
There's an elf. Okay.
So there's literally the consonants LFTH back to back with no vowels in between, which is wild.
If you know what we're gonna do now, we're gonna do an NFL player name spelling bee.
Oh, I like this.
Oh wait, hold on. I have an idea first. First name is Kyle Juszczyk.
Kyle Juszczyk. That's JUSY.
That is incorrect.
CY. I need to write down.
Okay, you write it down. Get back to me. This is bad for the brand, Jeff. I'm gonna DM this to Kyle after the show.
You can. I'm terrible at spelling.
Okay. Kyle, we love you.
I'm not. I can't get it. I just cheated. I see it.
It's Kyle.
Every time I have to double check.
JUSZCZYK. That's pretty dang hard. Not gonna.
I can pronounce it right though. Juszczyk.
There. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. All right. Let's go to stat leaders here. Okay. Let's get into some weird names. Your next name is Ben Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger. ROETHS.
No. You spelled it Roethlisberger. There's no S right after the.
Oh, yeah. ROETHLISBURGER.
BERGER. Close.
Okay.
That was close.
I knew it was the OE. I knew it was the OE.
You did. You did know it was. You did know.
I knew the first three letters, so that counts for something.
Okay? Yeah, that's true. Let's find another. Ooh, okay. Your next name is Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh God, TUA. I got the first name.
Yes, correct.
And then Tua Tagovailoa. TAGAL. No, TAGAV.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
It's hard. This is a hard one. I definitely would not get this one right. I
have to admit to and again, like I'm not saying I would get this right normally, but like saying it out loud without writing it down,
sure,
makes it a little harder.
I definitely understand. The correct spelling is TAGOVALI. Sorry, TAGOVAILOA. It's like Tago Vale Oa.
Okay.
Really weird. Let's see here. Some random. I'm going through quarterback names. Ooh, how do you spell Ben DiNucci, Jeff?
DiNucci. So DIN.
Yes.
UCCI.
That is correct. Ben DiNucci.
I had to add him in Dynasty. It did not work out for me last year.
You added him in Dynasty?
I was very desperate in the league.
Oh, who was your quarterback?
I don't want to talk about it. No, I think that was one where I had, which now I have since left the league. Unfortunately, I did pay for the next year, but I felt bad. I just have too many leagues and I had to cut it. But I was entering this season with Deshaun Watson, which is not as good as was.
Dude, I had a startup this year that would have been so freaking good if Watson was an idiot. I drafted Josh Allen with the 102 because shout out, I love Josh Allen. Josh Stallion, baby. 102 in Superflex. And I traded up to the 106 and got Deshaun Watson. And my team besides them is loaded. It would have been a sure thing, gonna win it all, Superflex monster. And it is not that. It's not that. The quick sidebar, though, I do want to talk about our underdog draft we're doing right now.
Let's go. Wait, one comment on Deshaun Watson. Before we come back to this, one comment on Deshaun Watson, because sure. I am super excited to talk about underdog. But I was in an Empire League. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, it's where you have to win a couple years in a row to win the league, right?
Yeah. So I was in the championship, heavy favorite. I had Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, Michael Thomas, Terry McLaurin, Calvin Ridley, and DeAndre Swift, Saquon Barkley, CEH, whatever. My team was like incredibly stacked. I did a bunch of trading. I took some risks. Things worked out. I was the heavy favorite. The guy I was playing against had won the previous year, and he had a ton of injuries, and he started like all three Steelers wide receivers in the finals. And
what?
Yeah, it was gross. Like, but I went into it and like I was projected to be like 25% higher in terms of points. Like, it was an easy win, which made me realize like there's a 0% chance I win because it makes too much sense.
Of course.
So I ended up losing. So we had to restart. So it's like a dynasty, but then you restart. And we were voting on when we were going to do it. And one of the guys was like, I don't want to do it.
Restart.
We had to restart. Yeah. So for Empire League, it's like if you win 2 years in a row, you restart. And we do it so like every year you put in money. It's a money league, and the winner gets half of the sum of money.
That's nice.
And then after time, if someone wins twice in a row, that other half that's been building and building and building goes to that winner who wins the Empire.
That's actually really crazy. I like that.
Yeah, so it's really cool. And so that guy ended up winning. So then we started over, and there's one guy who's like a little bit more traditional and was super against drafting in February. But the rest of us were like, we need football. Let's draft in February. It's the same risk. You know, if it's the same risk now that it would be later. Like, no one has an advantage.
Sure.
So he was like super against it, but we all voted to do it. So he's like, okay, fine. And he drafted Deshaun Watson when the risk was that Deshaun Watson might not play this year, but he'll probably play again in the future. So it ended up being like, at the time, it looked like a super huge value. And now every time I see him, I'm like, dude, I wish we just waited. I don't know why you kept pushing for us to draft in February. And it makes him so mad. It just makes me so happy.
Dude, I don't know what's going to happen with him. I don't think there's a chance in hell that he plays this season. But the NFL is so gross. Like, they don't care what you do off the field. So I feel like he'll probably play again. It's such a terrible situation as a whole. Because even if he gets his name cleared next season and he's good to go to come back to the NFL for some miracle, there's no way he's going to play in Houston. He's going to want to get traded too. So that's going to be a whole nother fiasco in itself. And I don't know. There's so much. But
there's so much to it. Like it's so hard to even start. Like, I don't even. Some bad people out there.
Let's get into this underdog league.
Let's get into underdog. I like this.
Really excited about this league. There's a lot of there's some huge names in here. We got the Borgogan. We got Dave Kluge. We got Betts. Obviously, you got yourself. I got me. So that's fun. I'm not a big name.
We got Adam Wild from Football Guys.
I didn't even know that. Like, I don't even recognize like half the names in here. And like, I'm sure this league's huge. Who's Size Queen? I don't know who that is.
That's my best friend. He's the one who I'm in his wedding in a month. So he's not a fan. Like, he's super obsessed with fantasy football.
But he's not
he doesn't
on
like
Twitter or anything. Yeah, I got you.
No, he's on Twitter, but he's not like one of the writers or whatever.
I'm looking at this draft board here. Let's take a look here. So McCaffrey, I haven't really got the chance to sit down and look at this. So this is a best ball, obviously redraft league here on Underdog. We got McCaffrey 101, obviously. We got Dalvin Cook number 2. I like it. Saquon, I think, is my RB2 this season, but Dalvin Cook is respectable. Derrick Henry at the 103 really surprised me.
Same.
That's really, but I mean, respectable. I mean, Henry's a monster. You know what you're going to get. So, bit of a risk-adverse pick. Zeke at 104 is nuts to me.
It's early for my taste. I mean, the fact that Barkley and Kamara slid till 5 and 6
that's crazy. Barkley at 5 is an insane value.
I agree. I agree. Absolutely
insane. Then we have Kamara at the 106 to Dave Kluge, which I love. Good pick. Then we got Jonathan Taylor at the 107. There he is. I don't know. Do you feel like that's a good spot for Jonathan Taylor there? I feel like it probably is okay.
I think it makes sense, but I think there's definitely a teardrop, you know.
Agreed. From the top guys to top guys. I feel like that might be the range where a clear wide receiver one, if one emerges by August, comes to form, could go there. Maybe Travis Kelce. I don't know. Then we got Nick Chubb at 108. Makes sense to me. Kelsey at the 109. I like it. Maybe a little early, but I think Kelsey deserves to be a first-round pick in redraft this year.
I love that one because, I mean, for me, like, and I'm not saying that I'm an expert by any means. What's that?
He's such a disadvantage.
That's just it. And, like, so as we'll get into it, I do a different strategy for best ball than I do for redraft. So I think that having a positional advantage is more significant for best ball because in normal redraft.
Sorry, I just found Anthony Davis is out tonight officially. We're screwed. Oh no. Oh. Okay. Anyway, continue.
So I was just gonna say, like, for best ball in redraft, if you draft a late quarterback or draft a late tight end, you can play the waivers. So you have an option to modify your team throughout the season. So in best ball, like I just drafted two very good tight ends, not the elite guys, but I drafted two very good tight ends, so I don't have to touch another one probably. Yeah, Mark Andrews and T.J. Hawkinson, and
you also
so I tend to, yeah, which, like, normally I would never spend 3 of my first, like, 6 or 7 picks on non-RB and wide receiver, but
yeah, you don't have a receiver still. I assume from here on out you're going to go pretty heavy on receivers and go for the upside plays there.
Well, wouldn't you like to know, Luke? Because you're right in between my picks, so I'm not going to tell you.
You're going to sign me. I kind of regret my last couple picks I made. So I loved my first turn. I think our first turns are really interesting because they're 2 running backs, both of us, and I feel like they're both around the same value range. So you went Austin Eckler with the 111, which I love. I honestly don't know, though, if I would have taken him over Cam Akers.
I don't like Akers.
Why?
Let me phrase that. No,
I love Cam Akers.
I like him. I think that he's overrated. Henderson? No, it's not even that. I do think that the Rams are more like Belichick-like, where they will rotate. But more so, I think Cam Akers is the guy. And I'm in the minority here, like, hand up, unpopular opinion.
I definitely want to hear your opinion.
But I was looking at some research, and I wonder if I can
if you might be able. You can screen share it, I think, if you need me to.
Okay, let me find my article. I love that I can search Jeff Greenwood football and my articles come up. That's so cool. Fun.
Does it work for me? Let's see. I'm curious. Probably not.
I'm sure it does.
It probably does. I haven't wrote that many articles, though. The Twitter pops up, then a YouTube video, then one of my articles, then my LinkedIn, then a podcast, and another podcast, and a lot of podcasts. Lots of podcasts.
That's pretty sweet. I mean, if you Google search and you actually come up, like, that's I think it's a cool thing.
Yeah, no one else has my name, which is pretty cool. I mean, how many Jeff Greenwoods are there out in the world?
There used to be a professional snowboarder, Jeff Greenwood.
Oh, really? That's
yeah,
fun.
I used to snowboard a lot. I not as much with kids, but I thought that was kind of cool.
That is pretty cool.
But so I'm looking it up right now. I don't know if you want me to screen share or just kind of read off a couple of stats.
You can screen share it, whatever you want. Do whatever.
Okay, so we'll do share screen.
Get to like the Chrome tab thing, I'm pretty sure, and then it should be there.
Okay. Is this working? Is that?
I have to add it to the stream. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, we could do a footballer's article. Let's check it out here.
Oh, of course. I'm a company man.
Yeah, you are.
But I used to, so I organize like trade articles. I love trading. Like, that's one of my favorite things about fantasy.
Love it.
So we get a bunch of, I try to get a bunch of people to help out when we do like a collab article throughout the season. And this one was about Dynasty. So
Dynasty week.
It's interesting. So he had 7 regular season games with 10+ touches.
Okay.
His fantasy output was super inconsistent. So 4.8, 5.9, 3.8, 15.9, 20.4, 6.7.
Really? Even in those monster games, he didn't have that high of touches?
Yeah. In some of those like monster high touches, it didn't translate to fantasy points. So the other thing that I thought was interesting was the LA Rams led red zone rush attempts in Akers and Henderson tied, which I was very surprised at. inside the 5-yard line. I mean, look at this. Akers only got a third of
Well,
carries.
I wonder how many of those were different throughout the season, because, I mean, I'm looking at his sleeper stats here. He only started hitting over – I mean, these are his snap percentages, okay, throughout the season. Week 1, he had 35%. Week 2, 4%. Missed the next 2 games to injury. Next game, Week 5 of Washington, 19%. Then he got 2 snaps percentage. That probably got injured again. Did not play the next week. Came back Week 8 against Miami, 21% of snaps. Bye week, 25% of snaps, 18% of snaps. Next week, he got 27% of snaps, and he started to produce the next game. Against the Cardinals, he got 62%, then 81%, then 60%. Then he was injured, then 66%. So I'm really interested with Akers just to see if they really give him the full workload, because I feel like if he gets what he got on the back half of the season, I mean, like you said, I think that's interesting is that he didn't produce very well with all the touches. But I mean, the volume he got in these last 4 games he played in, where his snap percentages was over 50%. In week 13, he saw 21 rush attempts and 1 target and 1 reception. The next week, he saw 29 rushing attempts with 3 targets and 2 receptions. And week 15, he saw 15 rushing attempts with 3 targets and 1 reception. And then in the last week, he saw 21 rushes and 4 targets and 4 receptions. I don't know. I just feel like if he gets a lot of volume and those targets go up, I think he'd be insane. I like him a lot because I feel like his ceiling's really, really high for his price. Because if they feed him the ball Todd Gurley style, I mean, ceiling is the roof. But continue with why you don't like it very much. I just hear what you have to say, because that's your opinion in your.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I think the Rams, I love the offensive scheme that they have, and if they do turn it into a Todd Gurley role, put this guy out.
I also think he's getting a lot of positive game scripts this year, because I think they're going to win a lot of football games.
I do agree with you there, but I do think it's interesting because, like, Akers had 156 total opportunities. I'm defining that as carries plus targets.
Okay.
Only 2 more than Henderson, and Henderson finished with 27% more points. Like, that's so significant. And in your point earlier about, like, red zone carries is absolutely correct. It's going to change throughout the year, and they worked him in later in the year. But if you're looking apples to apples number of opportunities, I thought that was – and I don't think that's indicative that Henderson is a better player. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I don't think that he established himself as, if I give Akers the ball versus someone else, Akers is going to be that much better. Like, I think that's how it is with Deandre Swift, for example, where, like, I think that he does make a difference. So I do like –
Henderson behind Akers or Jamal Williams and company behind Swift? Because the answer for me is Jamal Williams.
So it's an interesting question. So I think that Williams is a better talent than Henderson. So I agree with you with that aspect. But I think that Deandre Swift is so much better than Cam Akers from a talent perspective. And again, unpopular opinion.
I agree with that.
But I think that the delta between the two or the difference between the two from a talent standpoint cements Deandre Swift as a much more – if I'm a coach not looking at numbers, I think that watching Deandre Swift carry the ball says – I got to get that guy my ball, the ball. Yeah, whereas I think if you watch Akers, you're like, yeah, he's better than Henderson, but we could also do some schemes.
The new staff in Detroit said that they want to give him a lot of manufactured touches in space and flex him out wide and do stuff like that, which is really cool. I love both of them. I actually want to do a bit of a sidebar now. Let me pull up my Dynasty Rankings and see what we think. How we disagree or agree. Should be interesting. I love doing this with guests or just on shows in general. One of my favorite things, because I mean it sparks so many conversations. Who knows? Maybe we can get some live ranking assessments going. I've been known to do that from time to time.
Awesome.
Let's see here.
And while you're pulling it up too, like I had gone out and, like, I'm doing for the writers, we're doing like for fantasy footballers, we're doing the case for versus the case against. So. I'm against Akers, for Swift, for Dobbins, and I know I'm getting a lot of heat.
Dude, Dobbins, is this for redraft?
Yes, both. I like them for both, but I do like him for redraft.
Yeah, I like Dobbins a lot for redraft. I just think that his ceiling is capped from the receiving, and Gus Edwards is terrifying.
Which, don't get me wrong, like I love Gus Edwards too. Like he's a guy that I've found in early like drafts. He's a guy that I'm trying to get everywhere. I think he's a good player.
Yeah, for sure. All right, these are my these are all dynasties for the record. I mean, it's all dynasty nerds, but these are my dynasty running back rankings. Tear me to shreds. Tell me what you like.
I love where you have Deandre Swift. I love that.
He's a big boy, man. He's good. He's a good boy. Yeah. I'm a big talent over landing spot kind of guy. At least I try to be. That's the biggest lesson I've learned in playing fantasy the last couple of years. And Deandre Swift, he was my favorite prospect coming out over Jonathan Taylor. I mean, a lot of people were back and forth between Swift or Taylor. I feel like more as a prospect coming out. I was team Swift because he was a really good runner and a really good receiving back. And I think that he could be like Alvin Kamara too. I think he is really, really good. I think that he is an elite talent and he deserves to be up high, in my opinion.
I agree. I really honestly like your rankings. There's a couple things that stick out to me.
For sure.
I don't like, if it were me, I'd probably have Akers more towards like RB15 or something. So like, don't get me wrong. Like, I like the guy. My point is based on ADP.
I'm bullish on him. I think.
Yeah.
I like Akers a lot. I just think that, like I said earlier, I just think there's two realms of possibility for Cam Akers. This is where he gets held back a little bit and we don't really get to see a full breakout. Or I think that I have him up higher than like the 8 range because I think there is a possibility this season we see Cam Akers go absolutely ballistic and finish as like a top 3 running back. Like I think that world exists in a decent probability scenario. That's why I have him because I feel like the ceiling is very possible for him.
I agree that it's in the range of possibilities. I would just put that percentage at like 5% in my opinion.
For sure. No, yeah, but definitely.
The other thing, like I love where you have Zeke. I'm with you. Like I'm super worried about Zeke. I just think it's so many. You have so many touches and guys die off. Like yes, he is a unique breed. I like where you have Zeke. Where some people have him higher.
This is tough. Back to back right here. Like, who would you rather have in a straight up dynasty trade right now, Zeke or Javonte Williams, or like in a startup, like they're on the board? You taking Zeke or Javonte?
I think I probably would pick Zeke, and I'll preface that by saying like I'm hand up, like I'm not super into college football, or like I'm not a big researcher for rookies. I tend to be like I very much trust a handful of people that have more time to spend, and I trust their takes. So I just kind of like take a few opinions from people I trust and try to make my own opinions and watch a tiny bit of film or read articles.
Yeah. I try to watch a little bit of. I really liked the Nerds film room this year. It was a really nice resource for me to have. One of the best perks for working for them is I get all the tools for free, which is awesome.
That's really nice.
Yeah, about doing work for all these companies, I got so many like free tools and articles and stuff, which is awesome, especially from FTN. Holy crap, that they have a lot of tools. Man, I haven't even dove into those yet. But anything else that sticks out to you here? I'll scroll down a little bit. We got some rookies down here. Like
interesting.
Carter. Like I just think like the upside on these guys could be really immense, especially for Sermon. Sermon, I'm starting to get bullish on him. I was a little concerned with the initial landing spot, but now that I really think about it, I think it's going to be the Mostert and Sermon show this year. And I think there's a possibility. I do not like projecting injury ever. But I think there's a very likely a world where Sermon gets injured. Mostert gets injured and Sermon just goes nuts. And he just cements himself as like the top dog in the committee. And he could just go nuts for a while in that scheme. I think that like in San Francisco, the running backs are they're used really, really well with Shanahan as and I just think that he could be utilized so well if the committee doesn't get murky. So I really like him.
I think it's also in the realm of possibilities that you could have him and Mostert be very productive because like they're very much like a yards after touch or yards after contact team. Like they're so good with scheming and taking advantage of opportunities where like Mostert is super quick and like he's also like 28, 29.
He's pretty old. So, I think he might be 30. He's up there for a running back.
Yeah. So I do like I found myself grabbing at his price. I mean,
he kind of is. I
yeah,
go
like I
the guys I go back and forth on every day. Like I
yeah.
think there's a world where we are very much wrong about him, and he'll be a top 20 running back year in year out for his career, and have a bit of a I don't really know comp, but it's like a really solid, like a Chris Carson-y kind of guy. You know what I mean as far as fantasy scoring goes. I don't know. I just don't know how to feel about him. I've been a little bullish on the Philadelphia offense this year. I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan, big Devonta Smith fan. I don't really know where else to go. I like Dallas Goedert a lot too, assuming Hurts gets traded. But it's going to be an interesting year for fantasy. There's a lot of storylines that are going to get told and looked at. So it should be fun.
It's so exciting. I've got to ask you. So for on the note of Devonta Smith,
let's go
are you? What's that?
I'm just gonna go over the wide receivers. You can see where I have.
Good.
13. I haven't promised. It's kind of ballsy, but I really like Smith.
Okay. I was gonna ask between him and Jamar Chase. So you have Jamar Chase ahead.
I do. I'm still in camp Chase wide receiver 1. And I think that his landing spot is very juicy with Joe Burrow. I think that the draft capital, the relationship with Burrow, and the role that AJ Green left tells me that he will be the wide receiver 1 for that team for many years to come if he's the prospect that he should be, in my opinion. And I just think that he's going to be a machine if everything pans out. And then I love Devonta Smith. Like I said, I have him at 13. I just think that, there's 2 camps for Smith, right? There's the analytics, BMI freaks. They're not freaks, but you know what I mean. The BMI lovers who think that Smith is too extreme of an outlier and didn't break out young enough to really do much. And I don't agree. I think that he is a career outliner. If he's that light and can't do it at that level, and he won the freaking Heisman at wide receiver, that's an outlier in itself right there. So I just think I think he's a superstar. I think that the only thing stopping him is injury concerns, honestly.
I like that take. I do not have a strong opinion about Smith. I did make a trade for Jamar Chase in a league where actually I wanted some depth, so I traded away Calvin Ridley for Jamar Chase, and I got Debo.
Ooh.
So I saw you do a post. I'm all about Debo.
I like that. So you got Chase and Debo for Ridley.
Let me see the exact. There might have been some other pieces. I think I did have some.
If that's it, I love that for you because Ridley and Chase are pretty much back to back in my rankings. Only a 3-spot difference, and then Debo Samuel, he's down here a little bit, but there's so many good wide receivers. Wide receiver 40 is still really good. Where do I have Debo? I need to bump him up. 46.
Oh, bump him up, dude! Come on.
Where? Probably have him over Rager.
I feel like he's in like the wide receiver 25 range for me.
For Dynasty? Look at these guys here.
Yeah.
Who would you rather? I need to move Terrace Marshall down. This was more pre-draft for a little landing spot. That's gross. Get down here. Oh my, Elijah Moore, get up here. Oh my God, what are these rankings? Who made these rankings? These are terrible. Get you right there. Okay, that's a little bit better, but still not great. I'll adjust more of these later. But Debo, I love him a lot. The injury concerns are there for me. Who would you rather have in Dynasty? Straight up trade right now. Amari Rodgers landing in Green Bay or Debo?
Debo. But again, I am not like the best with rookies, so I tend to go for proven production.
No, I just think strategy for Dynasty too. It's very risk averse, and that's good.
I love him. Let me pull up another stat because in that same article I was showing you earlier, I looked up
down here a little
Debo.
Bit. See if you see anything. I'm a little lower on Jalen Waddle than most.
Interesting. So for Debo, a couple things I wanted to share. So in 2020, Debo led all players in the NFL in yards per catch per reception.
Okay. So yards per reception.
Yeah, so that's a normalizer, right? Like that's apples to apples. If you have a different number of catches, the total yards after catches is going to skew. So, and that part of that is because of the 49ers, but he on average has 12.1 yards after the catch per reception. So he catches the ball 5 yards downfield. He's going 17 yards. He's going to 12.
Yeah, he's a yak monster. I think he's one of the.
He's a yak monster. He's a man. And the other thing is, in his 2-year NFL career, when he sees at least 4 targets in a game, he averages 12.4 fantasy points.
That's crazy.
That's nuts. So I think they limited.
So I need to see how. Ooh, I'm actually on the clock right now in one of my dynasty picks together. All right.
What do you got? What are you choosing between?
I'm about to take a look. So my team right now, I'll put it on screen for a second. I don't think you can really see that. I like this team a lot so far. It's a super flex dynasty startup. I got Mahomes at the 102. CMC went 101. I took Mahomes and ran. So I got Mahomes at the 102. It's a 16-teamer, by the way. 16-team super flex dynasty, full point PPR. My running backs are Gibson and Najee Harris. Same duo as in my no, I have Akers this day. Gibson and Najee. My first Najee share. Really excited about it. I got Devontae Adams at the 401. I traded up for him.
That's nuts.
He was the wide receiver 9 off the board.
That's crazy. In a 16-team?
16-team Superflex Dynasty startup. The 9th wide receiver. He was my wide receiver 1. Do I still have him there?
You did. I like him as a top 3 wide receiver still.
I thought about moving him down yesterday because of the trade rumors, just because it scares me. But I did. And then I got Cooper Kupp as my wide receiver 2 at the 615, which I love. That's
awesome value.
I got Noah Fant as my tight end 1 at the 702. Then I snagged Robert Tonyan on Sleeper has wide receiver eligibility. Did you know that?
No, really?
He's a wide receiver tight end hybrid on Sleeper right now, which is really interesting.
Interesting. I mean, it's more advantageous the other way, but yeah.
Yeah, I scooped him up at the 815, and then I took a shot. I don't know why. I was in a James Conner mood today. I got James Conner at the 902. It was not a lot of running backs on the board. I needed a little bit of depth, and I think Conner could contribute this year for my team if I need him. The 902. I got Brady as my quarterback too. Keep in mind, it's a 16-team or super flex. So these quarterbacks are extremely scarce. So
what round did you get Brady in?
502.
I think that's great value. I mean, I think he should have a solid season.
Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping I can win with this team this year because I mean,
yeah.
Once Brady leaves, I'm going to need to replace a quarterback in a 16-team super flex, which is not going to be easy. Because I don't have a third because they went really quick. And then I grabbed Philip Lindsay, took a shot on him because he's younger, and I mean it's kind of gross, but someone has to produce in Texas and Houston. And then I also got Evan Ingram with the 1102.
I think that people are down on Ingram. I think he's a good,
I think so too.
A good player at the price he is.
That's my team right now. We still got a pick here. We got. On the board, top available according to Sleeper, we've got David Johnson, gross. McCole Hardman, Austin Hooper, Zach Ertz, Dwayne Eskridge, rookie wide receiver for Seattle, Todd Gurley, gross. JD Smooches McKissick. I could get McKissick to handcuff Gibson. Maybe. It's a dynasty. I don't know. Nah, probably not. Marvin Jones, Jacksonville. T.Y. Hilton, Darius Slayton, Jamison Crowder, Rashad Penny, Hayden Hurst, Tylan Wallace, Russell Gage, Brevin Jordan, Marlon Achilles Termack, Jared Kuik, Josh Reynolds, OJ Howard, Eric Ebron, Sterling Shepard, Killen Hill, and I mean that's about it. Any of the other ones. It's a pretty gross board right now. Not gonna lie.
That is pretty gross. I do think Marvin Jones should. I kind of like him. Like I've been picking him in best ball.
I kind of do as well. Would you rather have Marvin Jones or McCole Hardman though? Hardman doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, that's such a. It's like
they had Watkins leave though, and they didn't really fill the gap though. Is the interesting thing.
Yeah, I mean he's got obviously. Well, I don't know if you're win now. If you're going for Brady, then that would make me lean towards Marvin Jones.
How much do we think Marvin Jones is going to produce in Jacksonville this year though? With Trevor Lawrence, Lawrence is great. I mean we know this, but rookie quarterback, and with Chark, him, and Visca. It's a little cloudy, but I feel like Marvin
that's fair.
finds a way. You know,
he's a guy that he'll have like 4 games in the season where he just blows up.
Yeah.
So he's like super high upside, super low downside. But I mean,
is there anyone here that has like a really like weirdly low ADP for some reason? I'm like scrolling down. I don't think so. And then I didn't. Let me see if that's still a thing. In a dynasty draft I was doing the other day, Gerald Everett's ADP was like 1,000, and it was just like Everett's still on the board. He's listed as the 224th best player. Interesting. There's a lot of good tight ends left. How do you feel about Everett in Seattle, by the way? I think it's a really interesting thing.
I think it's interesting, but I mean, I think they still have like Will Dissly, right? Who's like oft injured, but produces when he's doing well. I think that in like Seattle, they should have a better passing game, but they just don't want to do that. So I think he's a fine flyer at his price, but I think after the first like 6 guys, it's a crapshoot, you know.
It's fair.
I think he's a fine gamble. I mean, out of the players you're picking, it's not like it's anybody's a sure thing.
I'm pretty close to the turn. I pick 15 to 16, so I make a pick, then the guy I set the turn, then I make another. So I'm between 2 guys here. I actually really like Dwayne Eskridge, the rookie in Seattle, for a couple reasons. It's kind of a weird thing. First thing is the draft capital. They took him in the 2nd round. I wrote an article on him for the Fantasy Pros Move Test. They've come out and said they're adapting a lot of the Rams' offensive scheme that always has three wide receivers on the field, as you know, and they drafted him to be the 3rd guy. So it's going to be Lockett, DK, and Eskridge, I'm pretty sure. So I like him a good bit here. And then I also, 3 players. I like J.D. Mckissick for a couple reasons. PPR, he has standalone value. He was the RB17 last year in PPR leagues. He had a lot of really good games, especially when Gibson was injured. He was awesome. And then I do like Marvin Jones too. Not too sure. I'm not too sure here. There's a lot of moving variables.
I feel like if you are in the win now zone though, like while I think if it were me, I feel like that would take Eskridge out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not claiming to know much about the rookie stuff, but
this is good. I think you're right. I think we should avoid Eskridge for now. Let's go. I'll go Jones first because he has the higher ADP of this bunch, and then we'll wait and see. Anyway, that was my dynasty pick. So let's wrap this up. We're going a little long. Let's take a look at my quarterback rankings, and I mean, who cares about tight ends? Here's what I got for quarterback.
Interesting. Okay.
It's an interesting group. I'm very bullish on Joe Burrow. I had Burrow over Herbert for a few weeks. I just moved them back yesterday.
I like that. I really do.
Big Burrow guy because those weapons are juicy.
I mean, like we were talking about earlier, like Jamar Chase, the connection that they had. I mean, that's something that like it takes time to develop relationships that already have that.
Is nasty, probably.
Yeah. I like where you have so Russell Wilson is one of my favorite NFL players. Like he's a big goofball, but you gotta love the guy. He's an awesome player. But I think that he's perennially overvalued.
I agree.
In fantasy. And actually like Agreed. But like Russell Wilson, if I was looking back and like I think in 2017 he was the QB1 overall. If you look, I did this research. If you look apples to apples, like he would have finished at QB6 this year. It was just a down year. So some of the years that he's finished high, some of the years he's finished high.
That's kind of how I thought about the running back this year. Like if all the top guys are healthy, there's no way David Montgomery finishes top 5. You know what I mean?
It's a very good point. I think people get too tied to 1 year in a volatile game. So I like that. Dak is probably a little low for me.
Dude,
but
I love Dak. The only reason I have Burrow and Herbert higher is the age. Because it is dynasty. But I mean, Dak isn't that young. I might need to bump Dak. I don't know. I love Dak. I think that Dak has – I tweeted this a few times. I think I tweeted this a couple days ago. I think that Dak has the easiest path to QB1 out of any of the quarterbacks this year.
Yeah.
Easiest path. I mean, I feel like it's like if you told me tomorrow that Dak Prescott finishes as QB1 for the 2021 season, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna pass.
I'm with you
so much. I love Dak. Same with like I kind of feel like I don't know what to do with Lamar Jackson. I really don't.
I think he's in a good place. Like I like Lamar Jackson because I chirp up Pat Ricard, who's the fullback for the Ravens. Like
Of course.
I tend to like the Ravens and I've got to support that. But Lamar Jackson, like I'm with you. I think that, if you look like I think it was like from week 10 on, he was QB2 overall. So like he did better in the second half of the season, and people kind of remember the first half. But also with those running quarterbacks, I mean, it is I think less longevity.
Yeah.
So I think where you have him is kind of fair. Where like I still think that he's an elite guy, or upper tier guy. But
one thing that I think that could be really interesting for him is like with Michael Vick. Michael Vick's career lasted longer, even though it wasn't that long. It lasted longer than I think people kind of expected because he still had that cannon of an arm when he got older, like his Eagles days. But Lamar, it's different because, sure, he's a fine passer. I think he gets overhated on his passing ability for sure.
Agreed.
For sure. And I really like Rashad Bateman too, just for the record. A big Rashad Bateman fan. Talent over landing spot for me all day. The argument that obviously they didn't pass the ball like at all last season, but I mean, who would want to pass the ball to a wide receiver core of Miles Boykin, Willie Snead, and Hollywood Brown? Like, nobody. If now you have Sammy Watkins, Hollywood Brown, Tylan Wallace, and Rashad Bateman. I mean, that's a way better receiving room. I think they definitely at least go in like 27th in pass attempts, and like that's way better than what they had.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, Lamar. I think it's going to be interesting when he gets older because he's much more of a runner than a passer, as you know. So, like the arm talent isn't as significant. So, like when he gets older and the wheels kind of fall off a little bit, I don't know how good he's going to be. It's going to be really interesting to see for sure.
Yeah, I'm with you.
What do you think about these rookie rankings? These incoming rookies. So
I want to look at.
We got Fields, Lance, and Wilson back to back, and then I have Mac Jones down here at 19.
It's
hard.
It's so hard to rank the rookies.
Big Zach Wilson fan, by the way. Big Zach Wilson.
Interesting. I drafted him. Go ahead.
I like him a lot. I don't know if you watched any of his film. I did pop it in as one of my co-hosts on the 3 Coast Sports podcast I do every once in a while. He had Zach Wilson as his QB2. Before I watched any film on him, he was like in love with him. I know he was like his arm talent just insane. If you put on his film, it's there. Like the pro comps that people were throwing out there for him is a more athletic Baker Mayfield. I kind of see that, but I think that the ceiling for him, because his arm talent is insane, I think he has the ability to develop into the highest ceiling out of any quarterback in this draft class. Like I think that he has the ability to potentially become like an Aaron Rodgers, Mahomesy kind of quarterback who's like an elite gunslinger. And I freaking love that. So I don't know. I'm a little bullish on Wilson, but not bullish enough to put him over Lance because of the landing spot, unfortunately.
Interesting. That's a tough one. It's so challenging with these rookies too, because I mean, you look at it and like, I mean, the hit rate on quarterbacks is like relatively low in the NFL. So
that's so weird because like everyone kind of forgets, like there's busts.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. I mean, like you look at a team that, like, if you look at the Jets for the past 3 years before the Zach Wilson, Fields. No, Wilson. I'm losing my mind here.
Exactly.
So they had Darnold, and they get a guy high. You look at a team like that. Think about how much better Adam Gase is a terrible coach.
The B-hole.
Obviously, the B-hole. But
B-hole.
You look at a team like that, and it's like you invest so much capital in a guy when imagine if they just had like Ryan Fitzpatrick for 3 years. Like the amount of games
would have been so much
they would have been more competitive. Spent so much like fewer assets to get him compared to like drafting a rookie high. It's an interesting thing. Like I get it. Like you want to get the home run hit, so you have a lower odds of making it happen. But if it works out, the longevity is nuts. But
Yeah, I'm also really interested to see what you think about my ranking of Jalen Hurts, because I've been aboard the Jalen Hurts hype train. Been there. Love him, especially for redraft. All in on him on redraft this year. Think he could be amazing. For Dynasty, I have him at 17 because I feel like, once again, with James Robinson, it's different because the draft capital is there for her second-round pick. But I feel like if you talk to any Eagles fan, they think that he's going to be replaced unless he balls out big time. And I think it's possible. But a lot of people think that he's going to be easily replaceable because the Eagles really want to. When they traded up from 12 to 10, not going to lie, I was really nervous they were going to take Justin Fields. I thought they were going to take Justin Fields. I'm kind of scared about him staying there for more than a couple seasons. So that's why I have him lower for my Dynasty rankings. But I really like him in the short term.
I'm not as bullish as maybe you and like some others are about him in redraft. Like I think it's fine. I just think that he's a very wide range of outcomes. So like I don't want to pay the price in redraft, but
for sure,
like I think where you have him in Dynasty makes sense. And I do agree with your narrative. Like I think in redraft he is more valuable than in Dynasty.
Yeah, I definitely I think that's definitely something we can all agree upon there. But all right, we've gone a little over time here, and it's been amazing. But I think it's time to wrap her on up, Jeff. So why don't you give us a quick little plug ski, and we can wrap up this puppy.
All right. So thanks for having me on, Luke. So I'm Jeff Greenwood. I write for the Fantasy Footballers. You can find me on Twitter on @thefantasyeng. And thanks for having me on. It was good to talk to you, dude.
Yeah, I love talking to you, man. It's awesome. And get yourself a no big deal, kind of big deal hat. It's the best. Best hats in the game, baby. Love to see it. Check out his Twitter. I think is it your pinned tweet?
It is my pinned tweet, and if someone buys a hat, $2 goes to the National Organization for Rare Diseases, NORD. So my daughter has a rare genetic condition, a rare genetic disorder, and that's an organization that helps research and helps families kind of identify issues with children that have some abnormalities.
That's awesome, dude. Shout out to Verdium Global for helping out. They're awesome. I need to make some merch and launch it with them because they're really cool. I like those guys.
Yeah, they're cool. They're good stuff.
All right, appreciate everyone watching. Jeff, thank you again for coming on. Love talking to you as always. So I will see everybody later. So have a good one, guys, and I will see you in the next episode or Jeopardy or wherever you're watching. Okay, bye.